It's your boy Wildcard Mar here. You know what it is, representing I.O.W Sports Network. Hey, we're going to try to preview every last 32 teams before opening day and get everybody excited for football because football is back. No more baseball, no more basketball, no more Olympics. The big dogs is coming here to play NFL football. Hey, what team we going to preview today? I guess you can take a gander. What's one of these four teams in the background? Well, you just have to tune in to find out. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome more in the building. We are back with another episode of I.O.W Sports Network. Hey, I'm just going to let you guys know. We're going to preview them Dallas Cowboys today. And in order to do that, I got to have my main man here. None other than Allen. Allen, what's up, brother? Hey, man, don't sound so stressed, dog. Don't sound so stressed, man.
Jerry, shut up.
No, we'll definitely talk about Jerry because he been chatting. We'll talk about you.
Good to be here, man. Good to be here.
Always a pleasure to have my man Allen, man. One of my favorite podcasters, man. He got some dope content. And speaking of, why don't you let the people know where they can find you and all your content, my brother? Go ahead.
Check out the Let's Talk Sports Network. That's where you can find most of my stuff at. Every Tuesday nights, Mr. First Down, Sam and I recap Monday Night Raw while live during NXT. So we'll be giving our thoughts on that as well. And then every Friday night after SmackDown, we'll recap SmackDown as well. I'll also on our baseball show, Let's Talk Major League Baseball, every Wednesday night. And then Friday nights after I'm done with the wrestling show, I hop on with the guys at In the Hoop, dude, talk some NBA. So
nice, all over the place. Hey, sound like me, man. I'm always doing.
I'm also one other thing I forgot. Fantasy Gamblers. I completely forgot about that. That's on Sundays. So Sunday mornings. Check that out.
Hey, busy man, Alan. Busy man. I get it. Hey, man, but you know what we're here to do. We're here to talk Dallas Cowboys right ahead of this 2024 season. So we're going to preview them. Hey, man, you already alluded to it, man. Y'all got a contract situation with not just one, multiple players who are all important to your team. We're talking Dak Prescott. We're talking CeeDee Lamb. We're talking Micah Parsons. Hey, man, it's only enough money to go around. I just got to ask, who do you think's getting paid, man?
If I had to only keep one, probably CeeDee Lamb. I think if that's the one you have to keep, it's got to be CD. Now, if they can only keep one, who do I think they're going to actually pay? Probably Dak Prescott. Because the quarterback, like it or not, is the most important position. And there was a heavy debate last year of who was the real MVP of the team. Was it CeeDee Lamb? Was it Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
You could have made an argument for either, because I think the way Lamb played, especially from like week 5, 6 on, was incredible. Dak was like that the entire year as well. So you can make a case for either. Now, that just means that the odd man out, unfortunately, is Micah Parsons, which I think that a majority of Cowboys fans think that, especially since he's struggled a bit the last couple of years. Not so much, as a pass rusher, but everything else, which I'm hoping, and so far in training camp, I've seen they're using him the same way they used him when he first got here. They're moving him around. They're moving him around to different spots, spots on the field, kind of confusing off defenses and whatnot. And I think that's going to only benefit for him. And from what I've saw, if there's any silver lining from this preseason game that I just saw, I love what the defense has done so far.
Okay.
I love what the defense has done. Mozzie's gotten better. I like the young rookie that we got, Nealon, who I think was a 3rd or 4th round pick. I like what he's done so far. I really think the defense is going to take a step forward from how they finished last year. So I'm excited for that. Now, on the other side,
it's all right.
This is why it's concerning of why we don't have CeeDee Lamb in camp. Wide receiver room is not that good. Let's be honest. Wide receiver room, other than a couple other guys, is not that good. The fact that we did not see Jalen Tolbert concerns me. I'm not worried about Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is Brandon Cooks. He'll play his game. The fact that we didn't see Tolbert at all scares me. The fact that we didn't see Rico Dowdle at all scares me. The fact that we haven't seen Zeke yet scares me. And if it's anything to go on from yesterday, 4 turnovers, not bad, but only 9 points.
Ooh.
Off turnovers. And then you give up, the game-winning touchdown at the end. But I don't blame the defense. I don't blame the defense for that at all.
Nah. I don't.
They did their job all game long.
Yeah. Like, help us out, offense. Just help us out a little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, so last year made the trade for Trey Lance. I'm just confused on what was the point of Trey Lance. I don't think Trey Lance didn't do too hot in that preseason game against the Rams. He was kind of
he was up and down. You saw some flashes from him where he could be that top 5 pick that the 49ers thought they were getting, but he's very, very indecisive with his decision making.
Very, very.
And you could definitely tell that. And it comes with the territory of, only playing 1 full year in college, and that being a COVID year does not help. He has gotten better. There are some things he has improved on. He's using his legs a little bit more. And I think that's been good. He's overshooting a lot of his guys. But then again, Stetson Bennett was doing that too. So
true that.
They were both struggling in that. It's just he has to make that quick decision. You saw it with Cooper Rush in the first couple drives. Quick decision, quick throws. Dak does that all the time. Quick decision, quick throws.
Got to get the ball out of his hand.
Trey has that's the one big concern I've seen from him so far is that he's got to get the ball out of his hands.
Okay, yeah. Hey, got to. I will say this, Allen. If Trey Lance ends up playing a lot of football for you guys this season, I think it's not a good season for you guys. I'm just saying, if he ends up playing significant minutes for the Dallas Cowboys this season, whether unforeseen situations with Dak, I think it's a bad season for the Cowboys. So let me ask you this: what are some of the biggest concerns that you have of the Cowboys this season?
Probably the running game. That's why I was kind of weary of not seeing either Rico or Zeke yesterday. Running game was non-factor in that entire game, other than Trey Lance, obviously, who had almost 50 yards rushing. He was the lead rusher in that game for us.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot have your quarterback be the lead rusher. You need to get more production from your running game.
This is true.
And who knows how much Zeke has left in the tank. I know Rico was good in spurts last year, but he wasn't great. Who's going to be that guy? Who's going to be the running back that steps up and becomes that every down guy?
That's fair.
I think that's the big concern, because it was offensive line, but after watching Cooper Beebe yesterday and watching Tyler Guyton yesterday, I think that you could put that to rest.
Okay.
Defense, I think that concern could be put to rest slightly. I got to see it from some of the starters first, but I like that we have depth on defense,
which is good.
That can play. So,
yeah, no doubt. Now let's flip the coin on that. Obviously, there's some concerns that you have. What are some of the positives that you feel will help the Cowboys take the NFC East this year?
Let's see how good Jake Ferguson really is. I think he's going to have a breakout year this year, especially if CD holds out the first couple of weeks. I think you're going to see some breakout performances from Jake Ferguson. He's become Dak's number 2 guy, his security blanket, if you will, kind of like what Jason Witten was.
Mm-hmm.
I like having Diggs back. Hopefully he's 100% healthy, because him and Bland on opposite ends is going to be fun to watch.
Formidable, sure.
Definitely. I love what I'm seeing from Mozzie so far, and that gives me hope for the running defense. So, which was terrible last year. So, and then practice wise, there's if there's one young cat out of the receiver group that I'm excited to see is Jalen Brooks.
Okay,
he was one of the guys last year that I thought maybe he could take a step. He had a couple catches in a few games, but that big catch in the preseason game that he had, and then all of a sudden he just gets taken out immediately. I'm like, okay, they're probably saving him for regular season. He's probably going to be getting that last spot. So
yeah, I've noticed some teams, if they feel like a rookie or somebody who's not a big stature yet, if they kind of give them some reps and then take them out, I think they're like, all right, they'll probably be on the team. That's kind of been my thought process. Obviously not just with being a fan of the Chiefs, but just of any team, where I think if they have high hopes for a young guy, they'll get them enough reps to, kind of tease it a little bit, get your mouth watering on them a little bit. And then, we need him for 17 regular season games in the playoff push. So let's not get too crazy and out of hand with it. So he'll be on the team, no worries. So, obviously NFC East is very competitive, every year. You guys definitely be battling with the Eagles lately in the last couple of years. So how do you think overall this division shapes out, and where do you think the Cowboys probably end up finishing once the dust settles after Week 18?
This is the tough part, because you can't really predict the NFC East, because anything can happen. Yeah, anything can really happen. There has been no repeat division winner since 2004. It's been 20 years, so that probably still won't continue from what I've seen. And then of course you've got what's going on in Washington right now. Jaden Daniels looks really, really good, and I think Terry McLaurin could have a big year this year for them. They just got to figure out their defense a little bit, and I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Giants, I have no faith in at all. I have zero faith in the New York Giants at all. Especially if Daniel Jones gets hurt again, they're done. They're cooked. Their goose is cooked.
Oh my goodness. I'm having a hard time finding Giants fans having confidence in the Giants. Right?
And I think even Philadelphia is going to take a step back. I think both Dallas and Philadelphia are going to take steps back. I think Washington's going to take a step forward, and the Giants are going to plummet. So,
okay,
it's going to be interesting.
If I was to ask you to rank this division 4-1, educated guess, how would you rank the NFC East for 2024?
As of right now, Giants fourth, obviously,
Yeah,
by a long shot.
No debate. No debate.
Cowboys third.
Oh, now that's a shocker. I'm a little shocked by that, Alan.
Eagles second.
Wow.
Washington first.
Wow. Alan.
I think the drama in Philadelphia that is real. I think not many people like Nick Sirianni anymore. And I think and their secondary has not looked good so far on camp. They have been getting boat raced even in practices. So I think, like I said, I think Philly takes a step back. I think we take a step back. I think Washington, Dan Quinn, if you remember, we had a historically bad defense in 2020. Very first year, he comes in and almost fixes it completely.
Yeah.
So if he does that, Washington can win the division this year.
Ooh. Man, that's a bold take right there, Alan. That is a bold take. But you know what? I love it because you're not showing no favoritism to your Cowboys. And, you're throwing an educated guess out there. Very,
I mean, I'm still going to root for them regardless. It's just going to be.
That's without a doubt. But I'm just saying, like, you're actually giving us a take with no bias involved in it. And you're just trying to talk football with it. So I definitely, hopefully the fans, when they watch this, they can appreciate that take. Because I look, like you said, I'm with you. There's no debate. Giants, and go ahead and get ready for the top 5 pick again.
I think they're getting the number 1 pick. I think they're going to be that bad.
Woo! Y'all heard it here first. Allen said number 1 pick going to the New York Giants. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. You got a lot of Giants fans that are definitely about to hit your DMs. They might either cuss you out or might even agree with you. So I don't know how that mixed bag might be. So they definitely about to jump in your DMs. I can't lie. I was not expecting you to put Washington at 1. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. But to your like you said, Dan Quinn has always found a way to turn some defenses around relatively quick, and it doesn't take them long to get those turned around. I will say this. Cliff Kingsbury has to do something with this offense. And low-key, I actually think they got solid pieces on that side. With Terry McLaurin, Dotson that they drafted a couple of years ago. They're bringing Austin Eckler, who's pretty much a Swiss Army knife. I've always been a good Austin Eckler fan. I hated playing him as a Chiefs fan, watching him play against our team every 2
days. They got Luke McCaffrey, don't they?
They got another. Yeah, they got a McCaffrey brother, a McCaffrey brother. So we'll see what they can get out of him. So I mean, you never know if he's as good as his brother, or at least just half as good as his brother. That's solid production. That's solid production. Yeah, man. Some interesting takes right there, Allen. Man, very interesting takes. We'll definitely
love to stir the pot a little bit, don't you know?
Ain't nothing wrong with stirring the pot, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with stirring the pot. I definitely dig it, man. Before we get out,
although I will say, if we do have Lamb playing week 1, I think we beat Cleveland in Cleveland. Sorry, Bobby.
Shout out to our man Bobby G, mutual friend of both of ours. But nah, man, I think it's going to be a very interesting season. The Cowboys are always in the thick of conversations, just because but
it's the brand. It's the brand.
The brand.
People keep asking why is Dallas still America's team? Because we're worth the most.
Yeah,
we have the most. We have the most money. Jerry, for all his faults, all his faults, he is a marketing genius.
Oh yeah. Oh, anybody?
It turned a team that was only like 100,000 something when he first bought it, and wasn't that much, to like the most expensive franchise in all of sports.
That is true. Got to give that man that credit on that. He's a businessman when it comes to that. He's the only owner, a North American owner that I know for sure. He might be the only sports team owner that I know within a year has revenued $1 billion. I might have to double check that. But as far as I know, he might be the only owner that can make claim to that he has brought in $1 billion worth of revenue. He's been a genius at that. Now, when it comes to putting the best team together and winning Super Bowls, it hasn't happened in almost 30 years. But that's neither here nor there. So,
just need to bring in a coach that let him do his thing. Come on.
Hey, he's not. You know what scares me, Allen, is unfortunately, and I don't mean to sound morbid, when he passes away, his son is going to get the team, and I think he's going to run it the same way. And so,
I think Steven will run it better, honestly.
Really?
I think Steven's trying to tell Jerry, hey, we need to get this stuff done now. And now that Jimmy Johnson's back in the building too, that they're probably all screaming in Jerry's ear. They're like, hey, we need to get this done now.
Hey, that might be a one of those things that having Jimmy Johnson in the building kind of help consulting is not going to. If
it helps your heart a little bit more, Steven talked Jerry out of drafting Johnny Manziel.
That is true. Because that has set you back another 5-10 years.
Yeah, because there and even Johnny himself has said this in recent interviews. He's like it was 100% he was going to Dallas.
Yeah,
100%. And then Steven was like, "Hey, we can't do this. We already have a quarterback. We need to protect Tony Romo." So
yeah,
and they got Zach Martin. So
that was a Hall of Famer on the offensive line compared to a guy that washed out in 2-3 years. So hey. Steven might have saved the franchise on that. Hey man, like always, man, enjoyed the time chopping it up, talking football with you. Hopefully, your Dallas Cowboys don't disappoint you. I know it would be great for the NFL, a Cowboys Chiefs Super Bowl. It that has money written all over it. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm saying that'll bring in a lot of eyes and attention to the NFL and bring in a lot of moolah.
That is. I was going to say, everybody keeps saying that the NFL is scripted. If it was scripted, the Cowboys would have 5 Super Bowls again.
No doubt. Hey, man.
That's where the money is. That's where the money is.
Hey, got to follow the money. Allen, man, one more time, man. Give the people your social medias and all your platforms and where you got your shows at so they can make sure that they can follow your great content, my brother.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at A.Peralez30 or X, whatever you want to call it. You can find me on the Let's Talk Sports Network, where I have shows Tuesday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Check out all the shows, by the way. Everybody does such a great job. I know you guys do your Audible podcast as well. So, yeah, definitely go check out that with him and Bobby. That's awesome. But, yeah, definitely go check out the Let's Talk Sports Network. Great stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as always, you see all the social media platforms for I.O.W Sports Network on the bottom of your screen. You can definitely tap in with myself at Twitter. I still call it Twitter, Allen. So Twitter, KC Wildcard Mar, and I'll be posting any kind of content that I'll be doing because I got many a podcasts and content that I'm doing as well. So just follow me there. Hey, NFL season is right around the corner. Here it is. My man Allen gave you a preview of his Dallas Cowboys. We'll see what they'll do. And until then, hey, man, you all have a fantastic day. See you on the flip side.